Warning, everything I say in this video is going to be super speculative, and probably just fan interpretation, but I do think this was a pretty interesting theory, so please, I'd love it if you could hear me out. Honestly, Nosk is one of the most bizarre creatures in the Hollow Knight universe to me, and it doesn't really seem to get talked about a lot. It can shapeshift into seemingly any creature it desires, but also has strange mind-reading abilities and can pry into the minds of its victims to lure it in, imitating loved ones or family members. And I want to discuss why it might be able to do that. Okay, bear with me. If you look at all of the variants of Nosk we see in the Hollow Knight canon, they all have a change in their face, and the rest of their body stays relatively the same. They use their face as a mask to lure in prey. Okay, this next part's gonna sound super ridiculous, but please hear me out. I'm not insane. Please don't glare off the video. I'm not insane. There is actually another character in Hollow Knight who might be able to give us some insight on this zany creature. And this new challenger approaching is none other than the Mask Maker. Okay, so the Mask Maker has a lot of dialogue about how bugs need a face to be a defined existing creature, a face or a mask, including lines like, "A mask, a face, does it need one, does it not? To define, to focus, to exist." And also, a wonderful thing to have a face, not a thing which we are all blessed. Now, there are a couple things I think are really important here. One, the Mask Maker says a face or a mask is needed to define a bug, or maybe give it its identity. And the other is that the Mask Maker says that not all bugs are blessed with the privilege of having a face. Another line is, "For this kingdom's faceless, I shall provide." Okay, so what we know from this is that there seem to be some bugs who, quote, lack a face, and the Mask Maker can make masks to provide for these bugs somehow. So it seems like this ephemeral mask concept is important to a bug's identity. I mean, the HP system in the Hollow Knight games are called masks. Now, when the game/Mask Maker says this, I interpret this as Mask Maker saying that he can provide masks for bugs that lack an identity or form. Now, the reason I think this is tied to Nosk. Now, I don't think that the Mask Maker is talking about Nosks directly here, but I believe he's talking about bugs who have no identity of their own. Okay, with that cleared up, let's move on to what I'm talking about. In the Hall of Gods, you can see that Nosk is called the, quote, ever-changing god of the faceless. What I interpret this as is the game saying that Nosk has no true form of its own and can only exist through wearing the faces of others. There's still a bit more to this. This would also explain how Nosk is able to access the memories and minds of its prey. Mask Maker says that masks are needed to define a bug. Now, if the Nosk can truly don another bug's mask, then maybe it could be possible that it could access that bug's identity for a short period of time, and that would explain how Nosk is able to lure in bugs to its lair, taking the form of their loved ones. Okay, that's my idea. Nosk can don the masks of other bugs to steal their identities for a short period of time to know just how to lure the prey into their lair. Hope you didn't find that too crazy. Thanks for sticking through the whole thing if you made it here.